Ladies and gentlemen, there is a path that few are willing to walk, a path that is treacherous, filled with obstacles, pain, and suffering, a path that demands more from you than you ever thought you could give. It is not the easy road, it is not the path of comfort, nor is it the way of the passive observer, but it is the only path that leads to true greatness. And the question you must ask yourself is this: are you willing to walk it? Greatness is not something that is handed to you. It is not something you stumble upon or something granted by luck or fortune. It is earned. It is the result of discipline, sacrifice, and relentless effort. Those who achieve it do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not stand idly by, hoping the world will recognize their potential. No, they carve their destiny with their own hands, one decision, one action, one sacrifice at a time. And yet, most people will never take this path. Not because they lack intelligence, talent, or potential, but because they refuse to bear the responsibility that greatness demands. They choose comfort over challenge, pleasure over purpose, and excuses over effort. They tell themselves that they are victims of circumstance, that the world is unfair, that others have it easier. And so they settle. They lower their standards, shrink from challenges, and allow themselves to drift aimlessly through life, never realizing the potential that lies dormant within them. But you are not like them. You would not be here if you were. Somewhere deep inside of you, there is a fire that refuses to be extinguished. A voice that whispers to you in your quietest moments, telling you that you were meant for more. And it is that voice, that relentless call to rise above mediocrity, that must be nurtured and acted upon if you ever hope to achieve greatness. The first step on this path is to accept full responsibility for your life. Every decision, every failure, every success, it all comes down to you. There is no one else to blame, no external force to hold accountable. The moment you accept this, you take back control. You cease to be a victim and become the architect of your destiny. And that is a terrifying but liberating realization, because it means that your future is entirely in your hands. But responsibility is not enough. You must also embrace discipline. Greatness is built upon the foundation of consistent, deliberate action. It is not about grand gestures or fleeting bursts of inspiration. It is about showing up every day, putting in the work, and refusing to quit, even when every fiber of your being screams at you to stop. Discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who merely dream. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. And there will be moments when you don't feel like it, when the weight of the journey feels unbearable, when failure and doubt creep into your mind, whispering that you are not enough. That is when most people give up. That is when they convince themselves that they were never meant for greatness in the first place. But if you can push through those moments, if you can endure the pain, the uncertainty, the loneliness, then you will emerge stronger, sharper, more resilient than you ever thought possible. This path will test you. It will break you down, strip away your illusions, and force you to confront the darkest parts of yourself. You will face failure after failure, rejection after rejection. You will question yourself, doubt your abilities, and wonder if the struggle is worth it. And it is precisely in those moments that you must persist. Because greatness is not born in comfort. It is forged in the fire of adversity, in the moments when everything inside you tells you to quit, and yet you keep going. You must also learn to embrace suffering, not as something to be avoided, but as something to be mastered. The greatest among us are not those who have avoided pain, but those who have used it as fuel. They take their suffering and transform it into strength. They understand that pain is not the enemy, it is the price of growth. If you run from it, if you seek comfort and ease at every turn, then you will never become who you were meant to be. But there is more to greatness than discipline and suffering. There must also be purpose, a reason to endure, a goal so compelling that it gives meaning to the struggle. What are you fighting for? What is it that drives you, that ignites your spirit and pushes you forward when everything inside you begs to stop? Without a clear purpose, discipline becomes drudgery, suffering becomes meaningless, and the path to greatness becomes unbearable. But with purpose, every challenge, every setback, every sacrifice takes on meaning. It becomes part of something greater than yourself. And so you must define your purpose. It will not be handed to you. No one else can tell you what your mission is. You must discover it for yourself. And once you do, you must dedicate yourself to it with everything you have, because half measures will not suffice. Mediocre effort will yield mediocre results. You must commit fully, without hesitation, without reservation. You must be willing to burn away every distraction, every excuse, every weakness that stands in your way. The world does not reward those who wish for greatness. It rewards those who demand it, who pursue it with unwavering determination, who refuse to accept anything less. And if you are willing to do that, if you are willing to embrace responsibility, discipline, suffering, and purpose, then there is nothing you cannot achieve. No mountain too high, no challenge too great, because greatness is not about where you start. It is about how far you are willing to go. So, do not wait. Do not hesitate. The path is before you, and the choice is yours. Will you take the easy road, the road of comfort, of mediocrity, of regret? Or will you step forward, embrace the struggle, and claim the life that is waiting for you? So, do not wait. Do not hesitate. The path is before you, and the choice is yours. Will you take the easy road, the road of comfort, of mediocrity, of regret? The road where you settle for less than what you are capable of, where you allow your fears, doubts, and excuses to dictate your future? That path is crowded. It is filled with those who once had dreams, but abandoned them when the journey became difficult. It is littered with the remnants of untapped potential, of ambitions that were never pursued, of lives that could have been extraordinary but were instead surrendered to complacency.